Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Couch Racing Chronicles Wednesday edition. We're recording this episode on a Wednesday. We'll get into that in a second. As always, I'm AJ, the avid Chris Buescher and Chase Briscoe fan. What's up, Sonny?
What is up, AJ? This is Sunny, the resident Kyle Busch fan. Coming off of Gateway, we got some interesting stuff to talk about. So, where's the rest of the cast at?
Hi, you know who I am.
No, we don't.
Nah.
I'm the guy who somehow cannot win at home. That's the sad truth. But what's up, guys? Checker here. We just got back. I just got back from home, and yeah, I'm on a wild hunt right now for a Kyle Larson car. But besides all that, welcome to another episode of the Couch Racing Chronicles. I have nothing else for her. We got a lot to talk about here on a special Wednesday episode. So let's see who else is here.
I'm the only other person that's here at the moment. What's up, everybody? My name is Shanny. I'm just a person who just literally exists in this type of podcast because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. I am also the William Byron, Ryan Priest, like whatever NASCAR driver that I'm into. So yeah, I go fuck yourself.
Garrett Smith.
Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's begin this podcast, shall we?
Oh, shit, Sonny, that just broke me hard. Recording in the background, as always, is our dear friend ISO. James is running a little late this episode. He will be joining on later on. So, yeah, we are recording this episode today instead of our usual recording day of Thursday. And we'll have the episode out on Thursday instead of Friday because of the Bristol weekend schedule with the truck race being on Thursday. So let's get into it, shall we? The Xfinity race, as to anyone else's surprise, Connor Zilic, yet again, wins at Gateway, and his first time there. That's impressive. Denny Hamlin won on Sunday. That's his 59th career win. I don't know, guys. I think this might be Denny's year. And I'm not saying this because I think legitimately, I think he might have a shot to win this year. I know we said it for many years that, oh, Denny's never going to win a championship. Denny's not going to do this. I don't know. Denny's been doing really well this year, and I feel like he might be a legitimate contender for the championship this year. Granted, how the round of 12 and the round of 8 go. But, Sonny, my question to you is, do you think it's early to put him as a Final Four prediction?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's too early, nor is it wrong to. I mean, if you look at the standings and the stats, Hamlin is leading every other driver in wins. That was his 5th win of the year, and he still has a lot of playoff points and a lot of momentum. He's won the pole both times in the round of 16. So, excuse me, I had a burp. So really, my thing for Hamlin is if he stays high, if he keeps up the momentum, if he stays out of trouble for the round of 12, gets by Dega, doesn't shit the bed at Martinsville in the round of 8, then I can see him make the Final Four. It'll just be a matter of how he performs at Phoenix.
Right, and usually Phoenix has not really been one of his better tracks. I mean, he's run well there, don't get me wrong, but statistically the Penske cars have always been good there, right? So I think he might actually be a legitimate shot. Granted, like I said, what happens in the round of 12 and the round of 8, but essentially, I think these next couple of weeks, well, Bristol especially, I think the biggest thing for him is to just worry about, getting stage points, leading laps, getting some playoff points, right? So that's the biggest thing, right? So I think that's the main goal for Bristol for Hamlin. I would say the same thing for the 19 guys too, because they've already been locked in since Darlington. I think Jay, like we mentioned last week, I think Chase, in my opinion, is still a legitimate shot at a Final Four spot. But I don't see him as a sleeper, as a lot of people have been putting him as the upset or the sleeper pick in the Final Four. But yeah, let's get into the weekend recap. For Mr. Buescher, We had a quiet but consistent day. Another top 10. That's like our 15th top 10 of the year, which that is legitimately true this time. We were mostly stuck in the top 10 all day. Unfortunately, couldn't really pass. Mid-pack, dirty air was really horrible, and that's kind of the issue with Gateway, and that's just the issue with the next gen. Gateway has always been a one groove track, and it's usually the bottom. But let me tell you something. I have a bone to pick with some people about this, and and I typically don't like to read social media a lot, but the people who are saying, Busher should not be in the playoffs because he doesn't have a win. Bro, he has like 15 top 10s. He has like 6 top 5s, 10, 15 top 10s. He's had a very consistent year. I absolutely think he should be in the playoffs. But hey, what do I know? But, I've beaten that dead horse enough. So I'm just going to keep it at that. Mr. Checker, how was your weekend, sir?
Well, offside the track. Sorry, it's been a busy week. Like I said, I'm getting everything ready to go. I'm behind the scenes, projects and all that stuff. But I won't go too much into it. But that's a side project for another time. But the weekend wise, well, Xfinity not really fun for me. All guys just unfortunate with that penalty really fucked us. That fucked us hard. And then the crash, and I was like, oh, well, okay. Move on. And I thought, oh, okay, Sunday, Blaney, okay, we were doing good. And then, yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. But rounding out top, 5 for Blaney. 4th, once again, a top 10 for Legacy again. John Nemechek, 6. I'm happy for him. Legacy is... There's something coming. There's something going with the Legacy cars, and I really love what they're doing right now. So, hope they keep that up. Bell, P7, I think that was a good day for us. Just really going anywhere, but we'll also get into that topic when we get there. And then Brad, just top 20, an average. But I think overall, Gateway was my hit or miss, this time when I visited at home. So, I won't say too much, but it was special, So, overall, 50-50.
Well, okay, let's talk about Brad for a second. Also, welcome, James. I heard you joined the call.
Hello.
So yes, hi, James exists. Anyway, let's talk about Brad for a second. So I think Brad made a call. Well, Jeremy Bolins made a call there at the end to have Brad stay out on older tires, and unfortunately, it did not work out because I think what Jeremy was thinking was that a good chunk of the top 10 were going to stay out, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And tires didn't really matter. There wasn't a whole lot of tire fall off. And I think it was more so of every track position is king. And it was just a gamble they lost. But, I mean, a top 15 is better than a top 30. So it is what it is. And you can learn from this. And you could also just, TJ said it best on the download. They're not racing for any playoff points. They're not racing for any... for the playoffs, so they can take gambles like that, and unfortunately they lost. So you live and you learn, right? Mr. Sonny, how was your weekend, sir?
Oh, yeah, that's a cool pyro up there over the wall. Oh, shit, we wrecked. All right, that's it for us. Another RCR weekend. Pack it up, boys.
Fair enough. James?
Well, I mean, I didn't watch the Xfinity race. I wouldn't have been able to because apparently there was college soccer on our CW station. So, okay. But Brandon Jones got 4th. It's good momentum to go into the Xfinity playoffs there. I'm sure he'll make a deep run this year. Cup side. It's just same old story every time. Suarez starts off in the mid-20s, takes a little bit, and as soon as he starts to get up towards the front in the top 15, he gets wrecked. This time, Chase Briscoe locked up into him. So, sucks.
So, did the 19 get into the 99 going into, what's it, turn 1?
Yeah, I saw the lockup smoke. He did lock up. I think they were on the outside of L, so they were free wide. So, and he got in the left rear Suarez.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything malicious. I mean, that was just a racing
Kinda
deal. But it is, the story of Daniels here. I mean, this is arguably one of his worst seasons I've ever seen. And It's starting to get to the point where I actually kind of feel bad. I feel bad. I mean, I have nothing against Suarez. Let me state that first and foremost, but this has just not been his year, and it's kind of sad to see, him not going back to Trackhouse next year. His future is still up in the air, but I mean, there's a lot of speculations around that. But it's just unfortunate because he's not in the playoffs, and he's just been having, I don't want to say mediocre, but he's just been having bad finish after bad finish, and it's kind of heartbreaking because, I would like to see him win one more time with Trackhouse before the year's over. Maybe at Dega, but
Maybe Dago. I mean, he's been close to Dago in the past, and I mean, he's been, especially his Trackhouse, been better at the super speedways than I think previously in his career. And I don't think he can come out the Roval either.
yeah, that's also true too. That'd be cool for you because that's a home track win. Mr. Channing, how was your weekend, my friend?
I mean, it was all right. The only driver of mine that did good, that had a good day was William Byron. We finished like one below the top 10, and we also got Ryan Preece in 13th, in which I think he had a good day also. But the lowest driver that I had was Alex Bowman, who finished 26th.
Man, we need to talk about Bowman for a second because we were talking about him last week, and this is a good segue to this. Thank you, Chandler. Alex Bowman, man, he just cannot catch a break, and it's kind of sad to see, right? Because he's been doing so well, the first 26 weeks of the year, and these first two playoff races, just like Josh Berry, have not been kind to him, and this is kind of a make or break weekend for both of those drivers, especially. Speaking of Bowman, I did hear something on Twitter that the 48 and the 77 pit crews did swap. So Bowman now has the 77 pit crew, while the 48 pit crew is over to the 77. So, Sonny, I'm going to direct this one to you because you might remember this just as well as I do. But do you remember back at Texas in 2010 when the 24 and the 48 pit crews swapped mid-race? So, do you know what's funny about both of this? Why do I have a feeling that call was made by Chad Knaus? Because that was originally the call for that when that happened in 2010. Because Gordon was not really racing for a title back then. Jimmy Johnson was. Do we feel like this is an attempt for Bowman to try to get himself above the cutoff line?
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. Like, I'm not one that likes to put blame or mistake on the pit crew, especially when the efforts of the driver can be considered. But Alex Bowman's pit crew have had disastrous back-to-back races that have cost Bowman what would be like top 10 or top 15 runs. So honestly, he has the mercy of the qualifying procedures and that the playoff guys will all go last. So if he gets a good qualifying run and stays up in the front, barring Kyle Larson doesn't have the rocket ship all time and drives off, making everyone cry and miserable. If they get up front and they maintain track position, then that pit crew has their opportunity to make things right and get Bowman a win. Because if Bowman locks up, if Bowman gets that win and advances to the next round, then all that stress is gone. All of that is alleviated. So, big call, but at the same time, I understand it, and I say do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about Gateway. Was Gateway a good race? Let's take a look at the good race poll. This one actually kind of surprised me. The final result for the good race poll this week was 58.8% people said yes. I'm not surprised, but I'm also kind of surprised for Gateway because that was the lowest percentage, vote for all the 4 Gateway races we've had. Why do we think this is? Do we think it's because nobody was able to pass and you're just stuck mid-pack? Or what was the deal?
I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's clear. It's just deadfully obvious that no matter where we go, there will always be the consequence of dirty air and not being able to pass. So I'm not trying to be like pessimistic or negative when I say that, but like when it becomes too much of a reoccurring issue, it can make the tracks that were usually good during the very first races of the next gen. wouldn't necessarily look awful, but not as compelling or freedom to move around with the drivers and the cars as they would be. So it wasn't a terrible race. I vibed with it. I liked it, but yeah, that's just it. Like,
It wasn't great.
yeah,
It wasn't. It didn't have me on the edge of my seat.
yeah, yeah.
The one thing I will note with this race is there was a lot more cautions than last year's Gateway race. I I was really surprised that we only had one brake rotor failure. That I was thinking coming into that last weekend that we were going to have a crap ton of a crap ton of brake rotors exploding, and the only one who had a brake rotor explode was the 10, and which that was unfortunate. You know, Ty Dillon had a really rough day, getting caught up in one incident and then his brake rotor exploding, which ended his day. But I thought it was a good race. I mean, there was some passing going on at the front, but that was about it. Couldn't really do anything if you were stuck fifth through the rest of the field. You were pretty much just stuck. But, you know, there was a lot of lead changes. That was a shocker. But, I mean, we need to do something about this car. I mean, I know I'm not gonna drag this out very long because I've said what I need to say in the past. There is no reason why we can't pass. This is starting to become so sad that even the next gen's 550 package from 2019 is starting to get put into shame. You know, this is just becoming really bad, and it's just unfortunate because this car has so much potential, and all that potential is being ignored. Anyway, moving on. The Xfinity Series starts their playoffs this week at Bristol. The Cup Series has their first elimination race. So, to everyone here, we're going to do the same thing we did a couple episodes back when the Cup playoffs started. Who do you guys think is the first four to get eliminated? I'm going to start with Sonny.
Is this for the Cup side or the Xfinity side?
Xfinity.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get two easy ones out of the way. I'm going Harrison Burton and Nick Sanchez. It's not the fact that they're gonna shit the bed or run terrible. It's just the fact that those two don't have as much momentum or strength as the rest of the Xfinity fields. I will go. I'll unfortunately have to put Carson Kvapil in that list too. I really love Carson, and he's been a really good rookie. But the rest of the JRM cars just have phenomenal speed and strength, and Carson is not lacking, but he doesn't have that oomph that his teammates have. So
Right.
yeah. And then I will unfortunately have to close it off with Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray it's been a season for him because on one hand he should have a good couple of wins, like leading on the final lap at Martinsville, and then Sammy Smith drilled him Chick Hicks style, and then at Mexico he was in the battle with Daniel Suarez for the win. So it's not even like it was a bad season. Like Taylor's had his moments. He's had his moments where he should win at least 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately, unless they get a huge stride and get enough points and momentum, I think I see Taylor going out the first round.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with Taylor. Taylor's one of my picks to be eliminated too. It's just he's done really well in his first year in Xfinity. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to discount that by any means. But he just has nothing to show for it. I mean, yeah, I feel like he should have won at Martinsville. I feel like he should have won at Mexico City. But other than that, it's just been bad luck, bad pit stops, or something just has gone wrong for the 54 team, right? And that's unfortunate because they've been probably one of the better GTR cars this year. One of the better full-time GTR cars besides Brandon Jones. Besides Taylor, I also have Austin Hill. Strictly because he can't earn any playoff points. Let's be honest here. Harrison Burton, which that one's kind of unfortunate because he's had a very good year. You know, in an underfunded car with that team who had Haley Deegan in that car last year. it comes to show that unfortunately it's sometimes the driver, not the equipment, because Harrison is absolutely overdriving that equipment. But why don't I say overdrive? He is taking probably a top 25 car and getting top 10s with it. That tells you a lot. And Harrison is very talented, but again, I'm gonna have to agree with Sonny on this one. I also think okay, so that's Taylor, that's Austin Hill, that's Harrison Burton. My last one is probably going to be, I'll say Carson Koppel as well, because Carson's done a really good job. His racecraft has definitely improved in that one car, but he just has nothing to show for it. What about you, Checker?
So, realistically, obviously, I'm just gonna knock these two out of Ray because it's obvious. But it's nothing against them. Obviously, Taylor, like I said, one of them. Taylor, like I said, has been probably one of the best I've seen. In that 54, he is shown that he can strive and improve himself. I'm also gonna have to say Carson. Same thing with the one. Like Carson is a hell of a talent. He's definitely like a shot like a cannon out like for his rookie year, but just a little bit unfortunate.
He's just nothing to show for it.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree on this with Harrison Bird as well because no, you're wrong. Harrison has had one of the fucking awesome Xfinity runs I've seen out of that 15. Sorry, I keep saying 15. I keep saying 15 because I'm so used to the 15 car. 25. He's done well, in AM racing, and I think that, actually, before I actually answer my fourth one, the question is, actually, I do have a small question. With Harrison, give or take, he has a few more years. If he decides to do a few more years and decides to return to AM racing and does more Xfinity runs, do we think that this would be a sign for Harrison, to maybe get looked upon, coming back to the Cup Series, sometime, in like the near future, or?
That's kind of hard to say because Cup rides are kind of sparse right now, and they're probably going to be for the next couple of years, right? It would be very hard for him to get picked up by another Ford team because unfortunately all the Ford seats are pretty much filled. Maybe if Brad retired. I don't know. That's a good question, but that's a really tough one to answer because I don't think Harrison has a lot of money to bring with him, right? Well, I mean, his dad Jeff, but I don't know. That's a we'll have to wait and see type of thing.
Okay.
And if I could add on to that, if we're using the example of driver versus equipment, then if you compare Harrison's 3 seasons into 21 versus Josh Berry's season with the Wood Brothers, while Berry's hasn't been great as of late, there's a lot more uptick than Harrison had because because Berry was qualifying good and if he wasn't into trouble, he would be like around the mid pack or near the front, whereas Harrison was just lagging. I really hate to say it. So
okay. Just wanted to get that question out of the way before I go to the next. Okay, so let's see. What have I done? Okay, so Carson, I've done Harrison, I've done Taylor. Oh yeah, this one's actually really a surprise, but this could be just me being delusional, senile. My final pick's gonna be Sammy Smith.
Really?
I just feel like I just have that weird feeling. You're always gonna have that one car above, above everybody right now, and thinks that they're gonna do so good, and then something might happen overall. I think it's gonna be the 8. Like, don't get me wrong, Sammy's had an awesome run, but I just have that weird feeling like something's gonna happen to that 8 team this season, like in the next free races. But that's just me. I'm just taking a swing at it because you actually never know.
Okay, so I see what you're trying to do here because I think you're trying to pull a case of was it last year or the year before when Truex was like really above the cutoff, and he got eliminated at Bristol.
Year
Was that
before.
23? It was 23. Okay, yeah, that's right. I think I see what you're trying to do here, and that kind of surprises me, but it doesn't at the same time. I low key think if Sammy never got DQ'd at Charlotte, I think he would be well above the cutoff right now, and I'm not going to discount that by any means. But to your point, I'm not surprised that you said. I'm a little surprised you said that actually. But at the same time, the more you think about it, yeah, Sammy's just been. I don't want to say mediocre. He's been more so just consistently top 10, top 15, and that's not getting it done, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything right now, but I see him as my next round exit. But what about you, James?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna get the easy, obvious one, the sad, obvious one out of the way. Harrison Burton. Do I think he could surprise and make the next round? Yes. Do I think that's
Yep.
what's going to happen? No. There's always a potential he could surprise and make the next round. Don't get me wrong. He could go out. Heck, he could go out and somehow win Bristol. We don't know. But I just think looking at it, that equipment, no matter how good he is not going to be enough to get to the next round without
Right.
like Dega or something. Which Dega's not in that first round. I think Austin Hill goes out. Again, no playoff points, no nothing. Again, he's also one that tracks our super speedways, so he could go out and win a race, make it. But I doubt it. Adding on to that, I think Carson Qualifiel gets eliminated. Just again, the same cases like Austin Hill, but to a lesser extent, not enough playoff points for Carson. Yes, he's had plenty of bad luck that's kept him out of potential wins and stuff, but at the same time, he could still be playing stage wins and stuff like that, which they haven't. So that. And my last pick, I'm going with Sammy Smith as well now in the first round. The only reason he won Rockingham was because Jesse Love got DQ'd. And if the races don't turn to absolute crap fest at the end, he's usually not up there at the front. So I mean, it's like I think he goes out in the first round.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised you said that one too, but I can totally understand why. Chaney, what about you?
On who do I think is going to get eliminated from the playoffs?
Yes, for the first round of the Xfinity playoffs.
I'm not even going to hold back for what I say. Austin Hill.
Well, okay. I mean, I think we could all agree here. I think our Austin Hill's probably a good first round exit. I mean this with all due respect. You know what? No, because it's him. Fuck it. I mean that with the most sincere disrespect, because this is what you get for getting suspended and right hooking somebody. You lose all your playoff points, and you can't earn any more. Ha! Get fucked.
But yeah, that's just my answer. Austin Hill.
You don't have any more.
No.
Everyone else ties because of Piston Cup scenario from the first Cars movie. That's what he thinks. And the free for all at Phoenix between 11 drivers is going to be absolute cinema.
You know what? I'll help you out here. I'll help you out here, Chandler. I'll help you out here.
The winner is Sheldon Creed. Wait, what?
Sheldon Creed. I'm going to help you out here with this one. Unfortunately, I think Sheldon Creed could also be a good potential first round exit because he hasn't really done anything. Bad luck, unfortunately. Harrison Burton, I think we'll have to agree unanimously here. And the other one, I have to look at the Xfinity playoffs. You know what? I'm going to pull a checker here. Look at the Xfinity playoffs. Give me 1 second.
That's a good playoff answer.
Shut the fuck up.
I think Josh Williams gets eliminated.
You know what? Let's throw some chaos here. Jesse Love. I'm going to say Jesse Love because he might have a bad first couple races. And I mean, the RCR cars have not really been that good this year. Let's be real here. RCR has been terrible across Xfinity, and well, their Xfinity package has been a little bit better than their Cup. We won't talk about Cup because Sonny is probably going to have a knife to my chest.
Except Austin Dillon, apparently. He can win whenever he wants.
Yeah, apparently. But, yeah, unfortunately, I think Jesse Love might have a mid-season collapse. And, Jesse's been doing really well this year, do not get me wrong. But you never know, right? So with those out of the way, gentlemen, we need to have a little serious discussion. So, as we mentioned last episode about the start of the NFL season happening, what was Jalen Carter doing on Thursday?
All right, so in the words of your name tree, tonight on God fucking
Damn it!
Apparently, Jalen thought it was a good idea to go huck two and spit on Dak Prescott, but before that, we should mention what else happened. Before that, shall we? One of your players get injured before that penalty. That's a double.
Yeah, dude, he didn't even get a chance to go on the field on the first drive, and he's already injured. Like, how?
Yeah, but then, from what I read here, like I said, from what I saw, it was Dak. It was Dak Prescott. He was spitting on the ground, and then Jalen Carter basically thought Dak was spitting at him, and he literally spit at. Okay, I mentioned as well. Spitting is the most disrespectful shit in sports, in my opinion.
It is.
And yeah, I think from what I read on the day as well on Twitter, he didn't get suspended from all that, but he did get fined. Like he got a hefty fine. So
50,000?
About 50,000, yes. So honestly, in my personal take, I'm obviously gonna let AJ and Sonny get their opinions out as well. I don't know. That's something you don't That's something you need to actually. I actually hope he had a serious. I hope the Eagles franchise actually gave him a serious discussion, because that's just not even it's not even it's just disrespectful. I don't care if it's a rival team, just no. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I'll let you guys talk.
Yeah, I hope Nick Sirianni gave him a serious talking about that, because that's just straight up unacceptable. That's all it comes down to. Spitting is like one of the worst things you could absolutely do in other sports, right? And I mean, if this was a green flag, red flag topic, I would have been automatically red flag, because what are we doing? I mean, I get it. Dak Prescott's not a great guy. Don't get me wrong, but you don't do that. Am I right, Sonny?
What are we doing? Why are we doing
it?
Well, not much else to say from me. I mean, I'm a neutral fan, but I don't get spitting. Ugh. Even if it's rivalries, yeah.
So my question to all of you guys was: do we think it was fair for Jalen to get ejected from the game?
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yes.
I would say oh yeah, because that's because I heard I had a very serious discussion with one of my friends outside. Outside, we were talking about it. NFL. They're at least like, the NFL's trying to crack down on more unsportsmanlike conduct. This year, or stuff. I'm just like, yeah, spitting's a good one. I was like, what the fuck was he doing? Like, honestly, yeah. That's like taunting, basically. That's similar to like taunting, but God, yeah, that was well deserved. No offense to Jalen, he's a good player, but just stupid actions.
Don't do that.
Stupid. Yeah.
All right, had to get that out of the way. I'm surprised Checker did not crash out like he said he was going to, but I think he's going to save that for later.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get there.
So let's talk about Denny Hamlin's win for a second at Gateway before we get into green flag, red flag. He had another moment in his post-race interview where he said, "Jump on the bandwagon or get run over by it." How do we feel about that one? Do we feel like that one was? I don't want to say. I mean, I get it, because there was a lot more cheering for Denny than a lot more boos than normal. But do we feel, coming back to my first point in the weekend recap, do we feel like this could be Denny's year? And I feel like he's just getting in over his head.
I could accept this as just Denny just kind of embracing kind of like the villain role like he's done the past couple of years. But every time he's like tempted some sort of fate, that's when all of his trouble strikes. So like the "I'm your favorite driver," "I beat your favorite driver" quotes got him out in the round of eights. And then he did it again earlier this year, and then there's this. So like if he follows through, if he stays out of trouble, then you know what? He can say whatever he wants. I won't judge. But if something happens again throughout the round of 12 or the round of 8, then I don't know, just you don't tempt fate.
That's it. Just don't tempt fate.
Yeah, that's at some point if this keeps happening, then there's only so much you could say or declare.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. Denny on the racetrack, not a big fan of. Denny as a car owner and as a podcast guy, I respect him a little bit more because he's a little bit more realistic. I think this is just, oh man. I feel like when he makes these types of remarks, yes, he's embracing his villain arc, which I completely understand, but at the same time, it gives off egotistical, in my opinion, and I don't want that. But because when he gets like that, then he has problems, and it just goes to shit. And a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, this might be Denny's year. Oh, this might be Denny's year." Well, he's going to have to fight off 3 Penske cars. First of all, second of all, he's going to have to hope he doesn't have any issues in the round of 8. And thirdly, maybe if he actually doesn't drive with his head up his ass, maybe he could actually win a title. But hey, what do I know? Checker, your thoughts on this?
So basically, yeah. Basically, I don't know. NASCAR's probably in the back of the courtroom, just like, all right, what can we use against him now? But I won't get into that bullshit. But no, Denny is just going through a phase where he's like, you basically stand beside him, or you basically get ran over. Basically, your driver gets ran over. It's basically similar to I Beat Your Favorite Drivers. Similar. Do I think that this might make Denny kind of put a little karma on Denny for the next few playoff races? Maybe, but we'll see. I can't obviously balance what the 11 is going to do, but as long as he stays out of trouble, and if he actually can, as I always say, if you can back it up and do it, then sure. So whatever Denny wants to do, I guess, just don't jinx yourself now.
James, did you want to say something to this too?
Oh, I mean, look, I'm glad. I feel like NASCAR needs more personalities. It needs a villain, and Hamlin fits that perfectly, both on and off the track in a sense. But it's like one of those things. I do think he is tempting fate, and I have plenty of experience where I say something and something immediately goes wrong about what I just said. So, and it sucks because he was my champion right at the beginning of the playoffs. He's my championship pick. I think this is his year, but I mean, now after he says that, it's like, okay, if you lose it again, you kind of have no one to blame but yourself for this one. So, I did. It may have been, and I think as far as the statement and the wording he went with, kind of over the top a little bit. I mean, he's gonna embrace the villain side, so be it.
I would ask Channy how he would feel about this, but he is a certified Denny Hamlin hater, but I'm just going to go ahead and just wing it. Channy, your thoughts on your least favorite driver making these comments?
What are we talking about?
Are you
Bro!
kidding me? We're talking about Denny Hamlin. We're talking about Denny Hamlin's comments at the end of or during his post-race interview when he won a Gateway, when he said, "Get on the bandwagon or get run over by it."
I have no comments.
Wow, the Denny Hamlin hater just did not crash out. I'm totally shocked.
That was anticlimactic.
I was hoping for him to crash out.
You know what now? Fuck you, Denny Hamlin. Fuck off.
There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, with that was out of the way, are we ready to get into green flag, red flag, gentlemen?
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Channy.
All right, our first topic in green flag, red flag is HAAS Factory Team announced last week that they will be switching to Chevrolet in 2026 with support from Hendrick Motorsports. There will be no changes to the driver lineup. Green flag, red flag, AJ.
Green flag. I mean, Haas has been struggling ever since, Tony Stewart left. And, Stewart Haas Racing has, well, let me rephrase that. Haas as a whole, they've been struggling on both the Cup side and the Xfinity side, because they're pretty much the lone Ford team, because they don't really have any technical alliances. They don't have an alliance with Penske. They don't have an alliance with RFK. They really are by themselves here, and they don't get much support from Ford. So, I mean, what do? You go back to the team you go back to the manufacturer that you had the most success with. And this was a very big move. And I kind of had a feeling this would happen when the team rebranded and they restructured. And I feel like this was the right decision. And Chevrolet, they've had a past alliance with Hendrick when Haas was with Chevy in the early 2000s, and I believe in 2014 was it 20? No, I feel like I'm brain farting, but it'll come back to me. But no, this is a smart move. So I mean, what else can I say here? Green flag, Sonny.
I'm green flag as well. Really, the Haas cars, even under the Stewart banner, they've been in dire need of a rebuild since like 2021. So just getting a clean start, going back to your roots as a Chevy team, and getting a support from the biggest team in the Cup Series right now. So that'll give some momentum for both the Cup and the Xfinity side of things. So I'm just looking forward to see how this shakes out. If the cars will be faster or better, or at least somewhere decently around the mid pack in the Cup side, and if they could go for championships in Xfinity. So green flag.
So my question to you, Sonny, is with this alliance being extended out to the Xfinity series as well, do you feel like this could potentially be the reason Sheldon Creed actually gets a fucking win in the Xfinity series now?
I'm gonna hear. I already envisioned it. Sheldon Creed passes Austin Hill on the final lap, wins the Xfinity Series championship, and fails post race check.
Oh, that's evil. That's so evil.
I would cry.
No, but on a serious note, I think we could all agree that this is a really big deal. And I feel like, Sonny said it best, to his point, Haas as a whole has needed a rebrand since, I'd argue, since the late 2020. And, and it's just, you can't really get, when you don't have enough support from Ford, you don't really get the performance and the results that you're looking for as an organization. So, I mean, this was a smart move either way. I'll take that. Let's take this one to Checker. How do you feel about this?
Sheldon Creed is becoming the Thanos of manufacturers. Man started with Toyota. Actually, no, wait, no. He started with Ford.
No, he started with Chevy when he was in trucks.
He started with Chevy, then he went to Ford. Then he went to Toyota, and then he went to Ford, and then he's back to Chevy. What's next? Is Dodge going to come into Xfinity? He's going to go to Dodge next? Anyways, last week. No. Green flag. I'm happy for, Haas. I'm curious to see how they're going to do in Cup and Xfinity, and with the backing of Hendrick Motorsports, I'm really curious to see how this plays out, for just the team in general, because, they've just been in a slump for the past, halfway for the season. I mean, even with the RFK Alliance, it's just been, not been fun.
They don't have alliance with RFK.
Well, I thought they did at the beginning of the season, or wait.
They do not.
Oh, I misread. Fuck.
That's Rickware Racing that has an alliance with RFK.
I had a mishap on the readings. Okay, so no, I'm curious to see how this plays out. But if Cole Custer cannot, perform, okay, I'm going to be bold when I say this. If Cole Custer cannot perform, even with Hendrick Motorsports equipment, do we think that the 41 you think is is going to be like a driver problem, or do you think that it could be just the car problem?
Well,
I just wanted to get that out of the way.
you got to understand, like this is still a team that's coming off a team that dissolved, so like they're not gonna soar to the skies right away. You kind of gotta give it some time. Like I know Cole is not the best Cup driver, but at the same time, like I can't really expect domination out of that team. So
Right.
if at the least I don't see improvement, then I would say so. But I don't know, just somewhere around mid pack.
Yeah, give or take, maybe top 15s. But I think overall it's a great idea. I would say it's a great moment for HAAS and all that. But I guess we shall see how this goes. Going into 2026 with the move over. But with that out of the way, yeah, green flag.
Might surprise y'all, but for a specific reason, I'm going red flag on this.
Really?
How's that?
This just may have killed Ford's Xfinity pipeline.
Well, okay. When you put it that way, yes, I agree, but I'll let you finish.
I think it was Joe. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sirigley. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He tweeted out not long after that announcement, RSS is looking. It looks like they might not return to Ford either next year. Then that's another 2 cars gone, leaving just Harrison, and it'd be, yeah, that's great for Chevy. I think it's a good move for the team, but Ford just lost its major Xfinity pipeline there. And I mean, they may get back with the rumors of Penske coming back. Carson Golf has got that rumored Penske development deal. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for right now, red flag.
Well, let me touch on the RSS deal for a second. Yes, this might, because they actually do have an alliance with HAAS. That was confirmed on Door Bumper Clear and DJD. And I have a feeling they might go back to Chevy as well. And, that team has had a lot of success with Chevy, and I feel like that one would make sense as well. Channy, did you want to chime in at this at all?
I think the only thing I'm going to say is I'm actually green flag about this also, because I think it's a massive change or something.
Fair enough. Go ahead with the next topic, sir.
All right, our next topic is Christopher Bell was not happy following Sunday's race and said over the radio, "We just ran 7th." Yeah,
I told you I was going to read that.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. We just fucking ran 7th with the best car on the track. Every fucking week, it's the same shit. We're the last car to pit road. I'm over it. Green flag, red flag, Sonny.
Red flag. Like I don't think there's any excuse with how this team executes. Like, okay. There's like this annoying trend that I noticed with the 20 team. Like, they'll peak early in the season, have a 3-win cap, and then have races where they should be able to win more and add more playoff points, and they don't get the finishes that resemble how they ran. I don't know if Bell had the dominant car. I think Larson, for the most part, was the guy to beat until he got penalized and then got into some tomfoolery we'll discuss later. But I'm a Bell follower because a lot of the assets were Kyle Busch's old JGR crew. Adam Stevens is the crew chief after all, so it agonizes me how Bell should have a lot more to his name than what he has, and the slump they've been on since winning 3 in a row way early in the season. But I still think Bell is a legitimate playoff deep threat run. But if they're gonna go out to Phoenix and get that championship, they gotta do better. So I think Bell is justified with feeling frustrated, especially when you have a car to win. So I can see where things are coming from. So I'm red flag. They they need to capitalize starting now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm red flag on this too, and I mean, he has every right to be frustrated. Okay, my biggest thing is I've said this for years. If you're going to be frustrated, do not take it over the radio. Keep that to yourself and discuss it after the races. After you're out of the car, you have a minute to think about it and collect your emotions. I understand his frustration 1000% because they've fallen off a cliff since March, right? And Adam Stevens is notorious for these types of calls, and yeah, they've been struggling, and I disagree with the fact that he was the fastest car. I'd say, and this is just a really bad take, I thought the 23 was going to be the fastest car until he had his gear issue on that restart. But other than that, no, I think Larson was probably the better car, and probably Denny there at the end, but it is what it is. Good recovery for him, by all means. A top 10 is a top 10, but this is the second time I've seen Christopher Bell get, crash out that hard over the radio. Look what happened at Vegas last year in October. And, I mean, it's justified. I mean, what more is there to it, He's over it. He's frustrated. He has every right to be frustrated, but don't take it out on the radio. Don't take it out on the crew like that. They don't deserve it. It's not their fault. That's more of a conversation that needs to be had with him and Adam Stevens, in my opinion. Checker?
Yeah, basically to follow up what you basically said, red flag. It's basically, one of those moments where I get it. You're really frustrated, and I get it. I'm frustrated too, as a Christopher Bell fan in the big 2025, because we have been, like I said, we start off hot. We were doing so good, and then it's just been, like a kick off the mountain. Yeah. Do I think that things will change around, next few rounds? Maybe, hopefully. But I just don't think you should obviously take it out on, basically take it off. Take it.
English, motherfucker.
And I have not drank it. So, no, I just don't think you should, take it out on your crew. Just keep it to yourself, Have, okay, sure, after, off the track, sure, have a discussion. There's got to be some changes and fixes, but I get it, frustration, every race, but just, man, just don't take it out. Just don't take it out. Do better, yeah, just take it to privacy. Don't, go off and on the radio and just, yeah. I'm not going to, go long-term about this, so, yeah, red flag.
James?
I think he's absolutely right to complain. I mean, in a sense, if he thinks he had the best car, I think he should voice that. In a sense, I mean, they were talking about. I think it was Darlington. They played a host of ours radio where he said this was the worst car ever driven. He was still running top 15 and stuff, and they were talking about the driver's gonna say one thing, the crew chief's gonna do that and stuff, and this was another case of where the driver's gonna say what he thinks spur of the moment. And was he wrong to do that? No, I don't think he was wrong, because heat of battle, you're gonna be upset. If you think you could have went out there and win and you didn't, and you finished worse than you think you should have, you're gonna be obviously upset and really ticked off. At the same time, I mean, when you think about it in hindsight, was it necessary? No. I mean, you look at the playoff grid, he's plus 32 going into Bristol. I mean, he's looks pretty safe. I mean, sure, everyone wants to win, but I think he's coming in a good spot going into Bristol, so yellow flag.
Danny?
I'm gonna say yellow flag on this one.
All right, fair enough. Take it to the next topic, sir.
All right, give me just a second.
Plays a Jeopardy theme.
Where should Rodney Childers, right?
Yes.
Ronnie Childers.
Where should Rodney Childers go for his next team? Green flag, red flag. I personally don't know much about, the guy, so I'm probably going to stay out of this topic. I'm going to give it to James for this one.
Okay, where I think Childers should go. Well, first and foremost, before any team, I think he needs to see, does he still want? I mean, I think I've seen the tweets from him and stuff. I think he wants to be there, but does he truly want to be back in the Cup Series garage? That's the first and foremost question I think he's got to sit down and answer with himself and with his family for sure. Does he want to keep going to the track every weekend like that? And if that's a yes, find the team. And I think it was a video you posted, AJ, in one of these chats here. Put him with Bowman or put him with Ty Gibbs. Those would be great choices, I think. I mean, here's my thing with Ty Gibbs though. You got Tyler Allen there. And you've got Gabe Hart helping. I think it's Gabe Hart in the background there.
Yes, it is Gabe Hart.
Helping out. And I don't see why you would change that. That's giving Ty Gibbs another crew chief change that he doesn't need, especially after a tough year like this. Bowman, I think Bowman's the best place. Blake Harris compared to the other ones, not been well. At times he's been better than Gustafson, let's be honest. But I think Bowman's probably the best fit there for Childers. I think that would be a great combo.
Oh boy. Well, first and foremost, a red flag for the fact that Rodney doesn't have a job. Let's just get that out of the way. Where do I think he would go? Alex Bowman would be a good solid choice because he does need some stable, a stable crew chief on the box. No disrespect to Blake Harris because he's a young crew chief and doesn't really have much experience. But I feel like Rodney and Alex would be a good pairing. My next checker might shoot me for this one, but I feel like Rodney would also be a really good example for RFK with Brad. And, Jeremy, I don't want to discount what Jeremy Bolins has done this year. He's done a really, despite some minor hiccups here and there, Jeremy overall has done a fairly good job. He's done a much better job than Matt McCall has in his tenure with Brad. But I just don't think Jeremy, I don't think it's working. I don't think it is. But he's done a really good job these last couple weeks. I'll give him that. But this is tough, man. I really don't know. Because I know Rodney said he definitely wants another job. You know what I mean? So, but the problem is, I can't necessarily pick where he would be a good fit. That would be on him. But, obviously it wasn't working at Spire. We obviously know why. But, what if he went to RCR? Would that be the sign of a potential rebuild?
I see it.
Rodney Childers is Kyle Busch's crew chief. Oh boy.
I think at the very least that would at least garner one more win.
Yeah, that's fair. Sonny, where do you think?
Well, the way this question asks, you could kind of put them in any of the series. Like, it doesn't primarily have to be Cup, but of course, we're playing at the Cup level. So, I'd say just any guy that has the potential and speed of a front runner and just needs the oomph that the normal crew chief wouldn't be giving. So, like Bowman or Gibbs, as for example, or if you want to go down the chaotic route, and James can help me out here. We kidnap Matt Swiderski. We hire Rodney at Trackhouse and pair him with Connor Zillage. 2,000 wins and 20 straight championships.
No, I want Zillage to suffer what's the word went for at least 1 year.
No.
In all seriousness, I think they'll replace Swiderski anyway. I do think so.
Well, I think Swiderski would go with Suarez wherever he goes. That's just my opinion. Because they have a good pairing. You don't think so?
No,
I don't think
I don't want that.
What's wrong with
I
Matt?
like Swiderski.
Okay, would you rather have him or fucking Lance McGrew back in 2010?
I'll Travis Mack back.
Okay, fair enough. I understand. Understood. Checker, what about you?
First off, fuck you for the Brad comment. Fuck you.
Well, okay, what do you want from me here?
And actually, I don't know. Kate's Hawaiian back on the card, but then he took that.
Yeah, I can't exactly do that.
I know. No, honestly, I think fitting him with Bowman is actually a better idea. That's just me, because I think those two can stick together. I think something we could do with that,
Yeah.
But I don't think him would. I don't know. I want to say tie, but that's a tough one because it's just been uphills and downhills with Ty Gibbs. But I just don't think. I don't know why. I just see a connection, just a connection between him and Bowman more. That's just me. I won't. I obviously, can't go into full detail, but I just think Bowman and Rodney would be obviously an interesting pairing, and I think that would actually go well. I'll do fresh air for the 48. Honestly, I don't think it's a driver issue. I just gotta be, gotta get somebody else, somebody in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a stronger leadership role.
Exactly. Like I think it's Bowman's. I was saying I think it's Bowman's, crew chief, but just need a new fresh air,
Yeah, and I feel like Rodney fits that leadership mold. Leadership mold. More than anyone else in the garage right now. And Rodney has a really good resume with a lot of teams. And Rodney had a lot of success with Kevin Harvick, and we all know this, right? So maybe I think that's what Bowman really needs. And hopefully, I really hope if the NASCAR gods are listening, we could have Rodney Childers as Alex Bowman's crew chief for 2026. But we'll see what happens. Oh boy, Channy, take us to the last topic, sir. Chandler.
Hold on. I got sidetracked. Hold on.
Of course you did.
All right, our last topic. Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney made contact on lap 134 that sent Blaney around and spinning, battling for fifth.
Red flag.
I didn't even pick.
No, it was a joke. Go ahead.
Anyways, green flag, red flag, checker.
Oh no.
He's doing the lap.
Oh no. We're fucked. We are fucked.
Larson, buddy. Look, I get it. I get it if it was, I get it if it was for the lead. I get it. You want to pull some kind of awesome NASCAR Heat 5 move. I know you want to. But for fifth fucking place, you want to fucking wreck me for fifth fucking place. What the actual fuck? I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Bro.
Damn.
Shit pisses me off. Like, I get it. You want to, move, but you could have did it better. You could have, did not, I don't know, like fucking actually intentionally. I don't know if it's intentionally because I've been hearing so many fucking,
was unintentional.
But still, the point stands. That, oh my god, that set me off. That really fucking set me off. For the fact that he did, like, literally for fifth place. I get if it was, for a win, but holy shit, what the fuck? That's what pisses me off about Larson sometimes. World's greatest driver. No. World's greatest dipshit. Fuck him.
World's greatest dipshit.
No. I'm just pissed because we had a good, like we said, we had a good pace in fifth. We had a good top five. Don't get me wrong. Do credit. We did, finish the top five still, but still, my point stands. What the actual fuck is he doing? I don't get it. Like, why? God damn it, man. Just, red flag. Just red flag on the whole situation. Just, fuck Kyle Larson.
Driver, everyone. No, I'm red flag. Look, I've said my case. I've had my reasons for my displeasure for Kyle Larson for so many years, and it stems from probably 2020. But what the fuck, man? What were you doing? Like, you didn't even try to play. You didn't even. You cleaned Blaney out. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, look, I get it. The next gen car sucks at dirty air. You can't pass, and you're stuck. I get that. But you don't just clean the guy out. Like, what are we doing? Like, oh my god, man. I understand it wasn't intentional, but that doesn't. Hung money. That's all I'm going to say. Hung money. Red flag. Sonny.
Oh man, they're showing the black flag. Looks like they're calling it a skill issue and a loss of racing talent. And believe me, I've seen better drive on Natalie Decker's OnlyFans page than whatever the shit that was.
Stop.
World's Greatest Fun. I'm done. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
James?
Red flag, because what was he trying to achieve? Like, dude, he sent it in from so far back. Like, if Blaney wasn't there, he was in the wall. Like, let's be absolutely honest about it.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, what were you trying to accomplish?
Money. That's what he was trying to accomplish.
He was trying to figure out how to connect his headset, but we won't go into that discussion.
No. No, but I'm gonna be serious here for a minute. This is what happens when you get desperate. And he had a good car. Let's not discount this by any means. But you don't just clean out a driver like that. Like, good Lord, man. Oh my God. All I can say is, look, Larson seems like a great guy in person, but my God, his fan base is literally horrible. Literally, and I would know this firsthand. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. This is the reason why I can't stand Hendrick fans. This is why I can't stand Larson fans. As God forbid you try to be reasonable with any of them. Oh, wait, you can't be reasonable with a Hendrick fan. How would I know? I used to be one. You cannot be reasonable with Larson fans. You absolutely cannot be reasonable with Ryan Blaney fans. Sorry, Checker, but it's kind of fucking obvious here. But my God, man, it's just everybody on Twitter was pissing me the fuck off. Like, oh, world's greatest driver, everybody. World's greatest driver. No, you cleaned the 12 out. Do I need to say more? Okay, I'm done.
Nah, I would say nah. If this would have extended more, I would have busted out the alcohol cooler. But
Channy.
Holy fucking shit. I did not expect everyone to crash out due to this fucking topic.
Been an issue with Larson for many years. He drives in over his head. He gets way too aggressive because he wants the front, and then he tries to. He knows he can't pass, and then he cleans a driver out. This is not the first time he has done this.
Sounds a lot like more Austin Hill.
Well, no, there's a difference here because Larson actually is very talented, unlike that shit for brains Austin Hill.
And Austin Hill doesn't try to make it look like an accident.
Right. But anyways, continue, Chandler.
Anyways, I basically heard everything that I needed to hear, and I am saying red flag. So real quick, I have a question.
Yes.
So I was looking through the notes, and there's something new here. It's called Shit for Brains Awards of the Week. What is that?
Yes. So we have a new addition this week. We have basically our own version of a Darwin Award, and that is called the Shit for Brains Award for the week. So what that is essentially is something you saw that happened during the race weekend, or it could be anything in your personal life, or something you saw on Twitter you thought that was just outrageous. Sonny, I want to take it to you first because I'm probably sure you have a couple.
I actually have a really, really good one. This is something that happened to me earlier this weekend. I just have to find it. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. So it was around Saturday. Saturday or Sunday, me and my family were driving home after going to our BJ's, and we're coming up on an intersection, and I don't know whoever is controlling the traffic lights, but our light was green while the other side of the street was green, and we nearly get hit by someone. I don't know if that was some sort of error or whoever is controlling it, but that's not that big of a deal. That's not really a big of a deal. It's we almost got hit. We almost died. Other people could have died from two green lights. So no, that's no big deal. That's my shit for brains award.
My shit for brains award of the week probably has to go. I know we just talked about it. It has to go to Kyle Larson, unfortunately, because what were you doing? What were you doing? Oh wait, I would say something, but it would probably get me canceled, so I'm just gonna shut up. My other one, I have another one. My other one goes to Checker.
Oh God, here we go.
Did he do?
I don't know what I did.
What? Why did you lose to the Chargers in Brazil?
I would like to politely decline this answer.
No, fuck that. No, fuck that. You're gonna answer my question.
Because my fucking team is a skill issue. It's always been a skill issue since the Super Bowl. There's your answer.
Fair
Did
enough.
he really win
Jay.
2 Super Bowls?
You won 2 of them. You guys have fallen off a cliff. Maybe it's time to accept the fact that Patrick Mahomes is washed.
Are you sure you were not talking about Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, that was another one. So, I have a private server on my Discord. No, you guys will not be allowed in it because fuck y'all. I have a meme section in my private server, and I shared a meme with Checker. It was an AI thing, and as much as I'm against AI, but this one was actually pretty funny. It was Patrick Mahomes, but he was morbidly obese, and it was like, wow, is this a live stunning footage of Checker?
The off season. Wait, what?
Yeah. James, did you have any?
Well, one I want to give it. I got a couple I probably want to give out. The biggest one, F1 Twitter. Although you can't, I don't think you can really say they have brains. How goofy they are, but I think another one is probably going to be probably the Dolphins offense.
Yeah.
Just the Miami
Yeah.
Dolphins.
How do you lose to the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, it's not that they lost. It was that they lost to Daniel Jones, and he absolutely killed them, basically.
I'm sorry, you mean Davy Jones 2.0?
I don't know.
Letting Daniel Jones score 30 plus points on you should be considered a war crime.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got another one. I think this one's for everybody. I'm sorry, James. I have another shit for brains moment of the week. The Baltimore Ravens. How do you choke? How do you choke a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter?
But in fairness, that was actually a fucking good game, though.
It was a good game, but my God, Baltimore. This is why I don't like the Ravens. I have never liked the Ravens, and I never will. You guys say, "Oh, this is our year." In week 1, and it's great to see as an Eagles fan. So fuck you, Baltimore. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry. I had to get that out of my system.
I was going to say the Ravens.
Oh, were you really?
Yes.
That's great. Great minds think alike, right?
Yeah.
Channy, did you have a shit for brains award of the week, sir?
At this point in time, I do not.
You know what? I have another one, and unfortunately, I have to throw Channy under the bus for this one.
Why me?
For brains of the my shit for brains award of the week goes to Channy for missing that Union Pacific train yesterday.
I was taking out the dogs, and then I heard the fucking train horn coming down the fucking train track. So I was trying to pull out my phone and try to see if I could record it. But as soon as I pulled out my phone, the train already went by. So I was like, motherfucker!
Could have
It's
ran after it.
gingerphobia.
Oh shit. That's great. Anyways, on to Bristol picks.
Hey, what about
we have some
me? The fuck?
No, fuck you, because you lost to the Chargers. You're the automatic shit for brains award of the week.
Wow.
No, I'm
okay.
kidding. I thought I already picked you. My bad. What about you, Checker?
I think we can obviously. I think I've been wanting to save this one because this was just a tweet that was recently tweeted out from the NASCAR
Oh
Reddit.
yeah, that's right. We need to talk about this.
So I think this is my shit for brains award. I think everyone can fucking agree. What the fuck is NASCAR doing today to fuck this up? So I saw this post at 12 p.m. Eastern. Our NASCAR on Reddit, Twitter, posted. This was apparently from Holler Talk on one of the podcasts. I think it's one podcast. Yeah, NASCAR is looking at adjusting the super speedway stage lanes, even potentially adding a fourth stage to combat excessive fuel saving by the teams. What?
No, that. Oh my God, Sonny, I feel like you deserve to crash out. Go ahead.
I got a better idea. How about no stages? A car that can actually function properly. No drag, more horsepower, whatever. To get rid of that fucking weird ass underbody. Put a full season points format, and then I don't have to hear about the playoffs again. But what do I know? I'm just a Kyle Busch fan that's been sitting in the bathtub for the past 2 years.
Do you have a toaster nearby?
Yeah, it sounds handy right now.
But no, I mean, unfortunately, I have to disagree. This is a really bad idea. Like, look, fuel saving is a result of the car not being able to pass and being gridlocked. What are the stage lanes going to have to do with that? If anything, that would be causing more fuel saving. Oh my God, what are we doing here, people? Like, jeez. Did you consider that productive?
No, I said nothing productive.
Oh, I was about to say, like, you consider that productive? Or do I need to throw you into the loony bin?
Another week is words can crash down. You might have to.
Or were you gonna say, Sonny? I'm sorry.
What's up?
Oh, okay. All right. With that out of the way, let's get the Bristol picks underway. Oh boy, so we have the truck race on Thursday. The ARCA races before that too. That's no comment. Xfinity race on Friday, and Cup races on Saturday night. Sonny, who do you got this week?
All right, let me just pull up my picks from the notes. All right, so let's start off with the truck series. I'm going with a repeat winner, Chandler Smith. And for my dark horse, let's rock with Matt Mills. Simply because yes. Xfinity series. James, I'm hopping on the train. I pick Brandon Jones for the win, and my dark horse will be Sheldon Creed.
Okay.
And for the Cup side of things, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna see if Legacy can carry it out. My dark horse will be Eric Jones, and then the winner is going to be someone who I believe absolutely deserves it. All the potential, all the strength in the world, all the superstardom. Who is it going to be that I pick for? Oh, it's Kyle Larson. It's Bristol.
I mean,
Kyle Larson
touche.
for the win.
You mean hung money?
Yep.
No, I think unanimously we need to start calling Kyle Larson Hung Money.
It's canon now.
All right,
Yes.
Bristol. Let's see. Trucks. I will take Parker Kligerman for the win, and Caden Honeycutt as my dark horse. I totally forgot Parker Kligerman was actually running a. That's neither here nor there. Xfinity. Colleague's been usually pretty good there. I will take Christian Eckes, and I will take Brandon Queen as my dark horse. Butterbean. Ooh, Cup. Ooh, this one was difficult, but won't play spoiler this weekend. And I think that would be Mr. Chris Buescher. And I will take Corey Heim as my dark horse. Checker.
So we're going to change it up just a little bit on the truck side. I think we're going to see something very interesting. Let's go Lane Riggs to win Bristol. I think we could do something with Lane for my dark horse. I'm gonna jump on the Matt Mills train with Sonny. Matt Mills supremacy. Anyways, Xfinity. Even though I literally just said that he's a potential first round exit. Sammy Smith is my pick to win Bristol, and my dark horse is gonna be Eric Almirola. Cup side, I'm gonna go see Bell. I think Christopher Bell can do something. I think this is a moment for Bell. As long as we stay out of trouble, and the way I've been seeing them, consistent over the last few weeks. And I know I just watched, Junior's podcast, and they were just talking about it too. Give me John Hunter Nemechek as my dark horse. I think the legacy cars could do something very incredible, and I think they can still perform. So yeah, those are my picks.
James.
All right, on the truck side, I think for my dark horse, he looked fast before a mechanical problem took him out of the race in the spring. I think Bailey Curry is going to be one to watch. As for my race pick, I'm going with my guy, Gio Ruggiero. Again. Yes, again.
All right, so real quick, before you... Actually, real quick, I wanted to say something about Gio. So if Gio actually wins, is this because you know who Gio's spotter is, right?
No.
It's Freddie Kraft.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. Freddie spots for Gio. If Gio and Bubba win, and I had this weird vision. If Gio Ruggiero wins the truck race, if Dean Thompson wins the Xfinity race, because Freddie also spots for Dean, and if Bubba wins the Cup race on Saturday, on a scale of 1 to 10, how wasted is Freddie Kraft going to be?
20.
There it is.
23.
23. Yeah, I see what you did there.
23 for Bubba.
Continue, James.
An Xfinity, my dark horse, Harrison Burton. And for my race pick, I think he finally gets a Bristol victory, Brandon Jones.
Okay.
And in Cup, my dark horse, he's a short track master, and I think he's going to be one to watch, especially considering his playoff situation, Josh Berry. And I honestly have no idea why I picked him for my race pick. I just did. I picked Tyler Reddick to win. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, Reddick has been fairly good here in the past. I mean, he almost won here in 2022 in the spring. Channing?
Let's go wipe him out too.
All right, for my picks for trucks, I picked Parker Kligerman for the win, and for my dark horse, I picked Raja Karuth.
Bro, you took my pick.
I didn't know who else to pick
That sounds like a skill issue. Continue.
because I am one. Anyway,
There is no self-deprecation on this podcast.
Continue.
anyways, for my Xfinity pick, I pick the Eckes for the win, and for my dark horse, I pick Taylor Gray.
Okay. And your cup picks?
My cup picks. My pick to win is Ryan Preece. And for my dark horse, give me Carson Hocevar.
Oh. All right, real quick. We got some time left.
Wow, first time I ever got booed on a podcast. Anyway,
Won't be the last either, because I'm your number one hater. Anyway, so Checker's gonna know what I'm gonna talk about instantly because you did listen to the full episode of the download, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, I had another Shit for Brains award, but I wanted to say this for the end. My Shit for Brains award of the week also goes to Travis for starting the damn podcast while he was sick and left 3 minutes into recording. Brother.
Bro.
If you're sick, go home. Go home. I mean, in all fairness, if you listen to the download, Travis sounded horrible. Like, my God, did he sound terrible. And, I don't know. It's just, look, I don't want to give him a lot of shit for this because, I have a tendency of working when I'm sick too. But, good God, man, Travis sounded like he was dying. Like,
yeah.
Not literally, obviously, but metaphorically, he sounded awful. What were you going to say, Checker?
No, yeah, legit. Honestly, I actually hope. Well, first of all, I hope he gets better. That's obviously the first thing. Hope he gets better.
Yeah.
We got some time. We got some time, real quick, right? We got some time. I was gonna say, James just recently posted this in other kinds of chats. NASCAR 25 just released the track listings, like that, all the tracks. The list is out. I just wanted to do a quick dive. We haven't talked about NASCAR 25, but just a hotbed. So I just wanted to look over, just see if there's anything cool, deep dive. So looks like they got everything on record because they revealed the Cup, the Xfinity, Truck, and ARCA tracks, all of them.
I mean, the only thing I know that's probably upset with about that is probably no ARCA specific tracks, like maybe the couple dirt tracks maybe the two they aren't in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a bone to pick with this game already.
Okay, I can't wait for this one.
Why did we not put Springfield in there?
Wait, that's a good question. What the fuck?
Why did we not put Springfield in for an ARCA track?
This is why iRacing on PC is better. Wait, what?
I mean,
how would you know?
You haven't even played
Magic.
What's up, James?
If they added as DLC, I'll buy the DLC. I'll be completely honest. I mean, if they
That's
did.
what I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. The only few DLCs I can think of is obviously he gotta have Chicagoland as a DLC. It has to be because recording Chicagoland.
Chicagoland's not ready to be scanned. It hasn't been scanned yet.
But still,
I think I said they may put Ram in there as a DLC too.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that one either. But
obviously paint schemes.
Yeah.
My complaint is, where the hell is Auto? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
we still miss it
for opening wounds.
You know what? I also have another bone to pick about this. Why did we have the Chicago Street Course after they said they were not returning?
Because yes.
No.
Wait, I had to double check, but I'm not sure if it's in the game. But was Mexico City at that game? They have that scan already?
Oh, the way
no?
I'm seeing Mexico City's not in there apparently. Wait,
What?
on.
So we got Mexico.
Hang on.
Excuse me?
Wow.
Neither is Portland apparently either, huh?
What?
You remember to put North Wilkesboro away, but not Mexico?
Wow, no, I'm sorry. We don't get Portland either. What the fuck?
Not like I want to be on Portland. Portland's a road course.
It's fun. I've never driven Portland in a video game before. I want to.
But yeah,
It isn't gonna happen, apparently.
maybe in a DLC on the 12th of Never.
Hey, look, we got Lime Rock.
But-
We got Lime Rock. We gained Lime
Yeah.
Rock.
We get
Okay.
that, but we don't get other shit.
Okay, so this is the other issue I have with this this list. And unfortunately, from the looks of it, we can't. This looks like this is series specific only. So this doesn't look like this is going to be like the Heat games where we can race the Cup cars at Mid Ohio type of thing. We could race.
Damn.
We can race the trucks at Richmond. You know, I kind of wish we had that, but it is what it is. But I'm excited for this game, either or. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll talk to y'all later. We'll see you next week. On to Bristol. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, drink your fucking water. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Drink your fucking water. Especially you, Hung Money. Oh. On that
Out
note,
the barrels again.
yes, he needs to drink. He needs to drink water, and he needs to drink gravel and sand because get fucked. On that note, this is AJ signing out.
This is Sunny signing out.
This is Checker side off. We're off and away, and we're heading off to Bristol for the chaos of what's to come. Meanwhile, we have to be in traffic, by the way, for a 1 hour delay, but you know.
This is James signing off.
And this is Channing signing off. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Catch it easy. Catch it easy. Take it easy, guys.